I had everything ready: the program, the marketing, even successful test clients, yet still I struggled to reach out to new people. Every time I tried, my brain was filled with thoughts and stories that blocked me and held me back. The fear of reaching out to new people is real, and in this video, we will talk about how to eliminate coaching discovery call anxiety. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Robin. Many nutrition coaches struggle with feeling confident, even outside the fear of reaching out to new people. So on my channel, I help them gain confidence to transform the health and lives of others, allowing them to build a successful nutrition coaching business. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure that you subscribe. When you're a new or relatively new coach, then you're excited to work with your first few clients. You want them to feel better, train better, eat better, and you want to turn your passion for health and fitness into a fulfilling career and be your own boss. And I remember I was the same. I had everything in place. I was ready to take on clients. I had studied everything that I needed to know. I had the connections, and I was lucky enough to even have test clients that were successful. And still, reaching out to new people was always pushed aside. I knew I had to start talking with new people, but I was nervous, and every time I tried, my head was a mess, telling me all sorts of stories. So I ended up not talking or not reaching out to other people while getting busier and busier. My escape was learning more. I thought, if I just learn a little bit more about discovery calls, if I just get another cool script, if I know another strategy to get to know people, then I will finally be able to start. But what I thought was a lack of knowledge was actually an internal fight around resistance. And I was constantly worried that I would make a serious mistake. So even with a solid discovery call in my hands, I was worried I would do something wrong. So I was anxious when I started out. I procrastinated and avoided success because actually I didn't really believe I deserved to be successful. I was so full of anxiety and doubt that probably I would have never succeeded and made money online unless I had changed my mindset. And I know you probably feel the same way. I provide discovery call scripts and checklists and word for word discovery call conversations, and coaches still tell me they quite don't feel ready yet. They want all the information, but if their mindset is still not right, they will always struggle. And I know when you're watching, you're very similar. Every time you try to start writing a program or reaching out to new people or inviting people to a discovery call, your brain starts to protect you. It doesn't want to get yourself out of the comfort zone. It tries to keep you safe. It doesn't want you to get outside of the group because standing out is dangerous. When we think about animal behavior, standing out from the crowd means you become visible to predators. And if we as entrepreneurs and coaches try to stand out, we become vulnerable because people can judge us. They can think about us negatively. But there's also a side that is learned behavior. Talking to strangers can be painful. For example, maybe you got rejected in elementary school when you tried to talk to one of the cool kids and they laughed about you, so you got emotionally hurt. Or maybe your mother pinched your ears every time you talked to strangers, telling you, don't bother them. Or maybe every time you try to stand out, be different, and really show your authentic self, your loved ones didn't understand you and pushed you away. And then, of course, there's this fear of making a mistake. You're so fearful sometimes of doing something wrong. So your head is spinning constantly, thinking about what should I say? How do I make a plan? Why do I start? What if they don't like it? And you don't even want to go to a place where you have to consider, oh, I've actually made a mistake here. So reaching out to new people and booking discovery calls is crucial to build your nutrition coaching business. But there are these deceptive thoughts that are invading your mind. Every time you try, your brain just vomits all these thoughts in a fully disorganized way. So it's really difficult to even hear what your brain is saying. And very often, our brain also wants to protect our ego. So these thoughts are often very soothing. Something like, oh, there you don't want to bother them. Or I could reach out if I really wanted to. So very often, at least for me, my brain refocuses me on something else. So I don't look lazy, neither outside or to myself. I'm working on something, on new marketing strategies, but I'm not really focusing on what is most important. And here's the uncomfortable truth, and I've tried long enough to run away from it. Sooner or later, you have to face these fears. Because if you don't face those thoughts and these patterns of, I don't want to bother them, oh, they are not interested, oh, I don't want to be salesy or sleazy, then eventually you either have to face it anyway because you're trying all these marketing strategies and they don't work, or you always come to this boundary of you actually have to talk with new people, or you try, and then you give up realizing, well, it's probably not for me coaching. While at the same time, there are people out there that are needing your gift. They need you to stand out and reach out to them and share what is uniquely you. And here's one of the most important questions that I've learned, and one of the most important strategies to break these patterns. And the question is, what would my boldest, most confident self do? So here's the process. You start by building awareness, and you probably already know some of these things. Every time you try to message a person, these thoughts comes up. So you build awareness. Oh, there is actually something that holds me back. And you understand the trigger. When you open the DM, when you think about the DM, your brain starts spilling out all these stories and thoughts. But instead of using the blueprint and then doing something else, or thinking about it a little bit longer, or searching on YouTube or Google, what is the best script to open a conversation? You pause. You pause for a second. And then you ask yourself a very important question. What would my boldest, most confident self do in this situation? And based on what your brain is telling you, what you imagine your boldest, most confident self would do, you choose a strategy that is appropriate to be successful. So why is this strategy so powerful? Because it works on multiple levels on your brain. Not only by asking you curious questions, your brain has to stop invading your mind with all these thoughts, but it also gives your mind and your brain a new focus. It focuses on doing something specifically, imagining new strategy. So when you try to imagine what it means to be 10 times bolder, your brain can only do one thing. So it's blocked from telling you all the stories what you can't do. And instead, it fills your mind with ideas of what you could do. And then by acting like you're 10 times more confident, you show up completely different to these conversations, either in the DMs or on a discovery call. Your body language is different, you're more relaxed, you move more naturally. And because of that, the outcome of your discovery calls will be so much better, even if you use the same script. And because your outcomes will be different, you will develop new stories from, oh my God, discovery calls, they're so cringy, I don't know what to say, to, oh, discovery calls are really my thing. It's a really nice way to connect with people, to see how can I help them. And suddenly you're not just you're just not just thinking about being bolder, but you actually become bolder because your brain tells you new stories about discovery calls. And here's the thing, you become more and more successful because by being more confident, you have more success. And by having more success, you become more confident, and so on and so on. So by making this step of breaking the pattern, asking yourself, what would my most confident self do? You actually start a process of self-fulfilling stories. I'm more confident, so I become more confident through the stories and the success that I have. You want them to be curious about you, so you have to be curious about them. That's the key. You have to reach out, ask questions. What is going on in their life? What are the struggles? What do they want? Why are they stuck? Only if you are open for a free conversation, they can also feel open to ask about you and be curious about you. So, as online coaches, it's really important to develop this habit of reaching out to people, to proactively seeking potential clients. And by reaching out again and again, making it a habit, you're collecting all these experiences where you learn that stepping outside of your comfort zone, stepping into this fear of this uncomfortable situation where you actually don't want to be, at least your brain kind of says that you don't want to be there, but you survive and maybe you thrive. You reached out and somebody responded back and you had a great conversation. You collect these experiences and you change the conversation in your brain, in your brain, so your discovery calls actually become really exciting to you. So I'm curious, what would you do today if you were 10 times bolder? Let me know in the comments below. So what happens for me when I ask this question? I feel like I'm switching into another body, into another person. For me, suddenly this question of, oh, what will other people think of me? Will I be successful? This moves away. And all these approaching and these discovery calls become a game, almost like a numbers game. Let's just repeat this process again and again, because there will always be another potential client that I can reach out to. And I can always learn from the conversation that I just had. So I'm moving away from this, oh, this is so uncomfortable, I don't feel like, to this, oh, this is a game. Now I'm seeking actively new clients that I can help so they have great experiences with their body, with their training, and with their nutrition. And I want you to take a second and think about yourself. When were you bold in your life? When you made a move, despite it being really difficult, and you may or may not have been nervous or fearful, recall the power and the confidence that you had by just making the move. And I'm pretty sure most of the things that you're really, really proud of in your life are a consequence of making a bold move. But the process is not done. We boosted our confidence. Now we reframe the stories in our head. So we continue to turn confidence into action. So first, with this increased confidence, we are not thinking about being nervous anymore. We are thinking about we deeply care about what we are about to do. And we let go of these past thoughts by being grateful. These past thoughts protected us from feeling hurt or maybe being hurt. But now we are grown up. We can go into the world and protect ourselves. And from there, we break the task down into the smallest component. So instead of thinking about the outcome, I have to book a discovery call, we break it down to I send the first message. I send the first question to this potential client. And then we may actually turn this into a fun game. So for example, something that I like to do is I take half an hour a day and then go through as many messages as possible, reach out to as many people as possible. So it's not this, oh, I'm thinking about this person so long, it becomes a numbers game. Oh, how quickly can I go through this? And by doing that, I focus on the bigger picture. I'm here because I want to teach my past self how to overcome these problems, these fears. I want to be the guy that is a step ahead of the person that I was 10 years ago. So I want to teach him how to do it. And he will never reach out because he's so anxious. So I have to step in, be braver, be bolder, be stronger, and reach out to him. So what happens next? You're pumped, but you don't just want to just run and run and eventually hit the wall. You want a strategy that actually executed well gives you results. You not just want to do, but you want to start with confidence and then use strategies that actually work. We're going to talk about specific strategies to actually use your confidence and reach out and book discovery calls and have great discovery calls. But there's one thing that we need to do first, because the transformation of being your 10 times bolder self only comes through repetition. It's not a one-time thing. So I want you to keep yourself accountable and to commit to this process by commenting, I am ready. I am ready to reach out to potential new clients. I am ready to invite people to a discovery call. But you can also take it a step further. You can find a loving and caring friend or another coach to keep yourself accountable. You can role play reach outs. You can role play discovery calls. And these little changes and these repetitions will boost your confidence. And by making it a fun game, you remove the pressure of the outcome. And your goal is actually just to play the game with your accountability partner. And personally, I really like this idea of your boldest hour during the day. So energizing yourself again and again and again throughout the day can be difficult, but take 15 minutes, half an hour a day. Put some music on, imagining, visualize your boldest self, grab some of your scripts that we're going to talk about, and then go into the DMs, go into the messages, reach out to people, talk to them, and message them, and be for 1 hour a day your boldest, most confident self that is reaching out to new people. And when you have these conversations, keep the basics in mind. Be curious, be present, and be of service. Try to help them even before you sign up them, you invite them to a discovery call. And you do that by focusing on them. What are their problems? What are they struggling with? And how can you be of service to them? What can you do to make these problems just a tiny bit smaller? So it's all about them. That's why I don't talk about sales calls. I talk about discovery calls because I discover their problems and if I can help them. And in the beginning, of course, there will be ups and downs. There are times where you actually shy away, and then be patient with yourself. Think about how would a loving, caring person respond to you and what would they say to you. Continue to be curious. Instead of trying to predict what is going to happen, what they're going to say, or if this works or if it doesn't work, just be curious and see what happens. Try a new opening line, try a new question, try a new technique, and see what happens. But let's keep going and let's keep shaping the path for your boldest, most confident self. I have a video that you can find here and also in the description below on how to have these reach out conversations. I share different openers for reach out messages depending on how well you know people. In this video, you can find the script to develop the need for a discovery call. How can you have a conversation so the potential client sees, oh yes, I want to sign up with you. And also I share 5 ways to demonstrate the value of your discovery call. So you don't just say, oh, let's hop on a call, but you can say, let's hop on a call and you will get this specific benefit. So check it out. And now that your most confident self has booked a discovery call, you need a way to have a successful discovery call. And I have another video here and also in the description below on how to develop an easy discovery call script for new coaches. I talk about how to start the conversation, what to say, what questions to ask, and I've included a proven script that shows you exactly how to run this discovery call, and I share a checklist that keeps you on track so you know exactly what to do and when to do it. Again, the link is in the description below. And one more thing, I've recorded a coaching discovery call example, so a full discovery call with the amazing sales coach Nicole Kramer. And we're not only showing the complete call, but I also break down the specific parts and explain what she's doing and why this is so effective. Again, the link is here or in the description below, but it doesn't stop there. Your most confident, boldest self now knows how to reach out, now knows how to run a discovery call. But what about the first coaching session, the follow-up coaching session, developing a nutrition coaching program, how to check in between sessions, and so on and so on? You have with this video the path to being 10 times more confident. But what about the skills to actually be successful? In my free coaching session preparation kit, I show you how to gain the confidence to help others transform their health and lives. So it's a combination of boosting your confidence with proven coaching strategies and support systems that allow you to build a thriving business. I talk about how to have the discovery call, how to have the first coaching session, a follow-up coaching session, how to design check-in forms so you can reach out to people, what to say when they stop reaching out, how to ask for testimonials. And it also includes a vast amount of checklists and scripts and reference sheets that allow you to reduce your workload and reduce the anxiety so you can actually focus on what is most important. You can streamline your coaching on being present with the client. It's for free and you can check out, the link is in the description below. I want to connect with you and I would love to talk about all things coaching. So let me know, what would you do today if you were 10 times bolder? What questions do you still have? What are some of the things that you're still struggling with? Let me know in the comments, or you can reach out to Instagram and I would love to hear from you.